Load up. Bum, 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 bum. Stoked for this. All right, we're
Just
off.
Waiting for Instagram. Here.
We're off into the world with Lucas Seibert. Dude, did this drive bring you back to West Virginia or what? Getting out here is like crazy.
It was yeah. I wouldn't even say West Virginia. West Virginia, I mostly stayed on campus.
Mm.
It was kind of ridiculous, like driving here. I
Yeah.
was a little surprised. I almost ran over a chicken.
You never know what you might hit here, dude.
Dude, there was chickens and ducks together. A couple cows.
Nice.
Much larger than I anticipated.
Have you ever seen a cow super up close?
Apparently not.
No,
I passed them and I was like, holy shit.
Dude, cows get
Cows are
massive,
big.
dude.
Cows
Now
are big.
think of people who like ride bulls and fight bulls.
Yeah.
Like, dude, an angry, even bigger version of that.
People
like,
fight
dude.
bulls.
Oh yeah, dude. It doesn't make sense. Like, why would you?
Didn't Luke Rockhold fight a bull?
Fight?
Did he?
Like fist fight? How do you go about that?
Dude,
I think he had him like a chokehold or something.
Why would Luke Rockhold ever do that? Also, why are my headphones coming from like downtown? I just realized that. Like all the way at the other end of the table. But whatever. We'll rock this. We'll rock this cord in my face. It's fine.
Yeah, I think we got the wrong one.
Yeah, but it's it's just all part of the game. So what's up, dude? What's
Not
good?
Much.
I like
Not much.
the one headphone. What's going on?
I get overwhelmed with the voice. I like to have I'm kind of podcast experience at this point.
He's got this figured out. Dude,
Yeah.
How many have you done at this point? Not how many, but like which ones? Which you done Ishes, I know for sure. Relentless.
Did Ishes, yours. I did one in Ohio, like very early in my career.
Nice.
That was probably the first one I did in person. I've done a lot. A couple like online. Like my first two I did with you were online.
Yeah. That's crazy. I didn't even remember that we start. Yeah. I remember the first Zoom one. Your phone like overheated and died or something.
Yeah. and then there was another. Yeah, I remember that. And then there was another one where it might have been that one. I was supposed to do it from Immortals parking lot.
Yeah.
And then there was like there was like a shooting or something.
Yes.
And it, like lagged out.
Dude,
There
that was
like,
so
much
crazy.
Wi-Fi going on.
What in the you've had a run. What's crazy is that feels like it's so long ago, but that was like what, a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
It would have been summer of 22.
Dude, things go fast in Lucas Seibert world.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Dude, I'm not gonna get into too many good like fighty topics yet because we're still kind of show before the show. It's not even 5 yet. But I did want to ask because I don't know exactly where you grew up in Columbus. Were you like in Columbus proper, or was it like
I was actually
city?
I was
suburb?
like I was in a suburb.
Yeah.
But like so Columbus is an outer belt. It's designed way better than Pittsburgh. As far as
Whoa. Shots fired.
As far as the I think people from Pittsburgh would agree with me on this. It's an outer belt. Like I was like inside the outer belt, but a part of the suburb surrounding it.
Okay.
Of Westerville.
Got you. Okay. So that makes sense. A little outside, but still a full-fledged Columbus boy. Ohio State
boy. Yep.
Still?
Yeah, big Ohio State fan. I don't have time to watch it.
That's what I was gonna say.
Bro. I used to, dude, growing up, loved Ohio State. My room was Ohio State. Cared so much about football, but I just don't have time to care about it. I haven't watched an NFL game this year at all.
This was by far the least interested I've ever been in a Steelers season. And I still, I watch every game. I care, but usually I'm like diehard Steelers, man. This year was like,
I don't watch football so much now that I remember driving back. I teach in Monroeville, driving back, live in Bellevue, right? First exit past the Steelers Stadium. It was a Thursday. And I was like, why is traffic so bad? I'm pissed. And then I realized the Steelers were playing. I was like, why would they be playing in the middle of the week? This makes no sense. And then I realized Thursday Night Football is a thing.
Thursday Night Football exists. Yeah. It seems like,
not to interrupt, but it's 5 o'clock.
Oh, it's officially 5 o'clock now, ladies and gentlemen.
247 Live now.
We are all over the place. Dude, Instagram, 247 Live, Facebook, we're YouTube. We got it kind of covered. Being able to stream live.
Should I keep everything up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep everything up. Being able to be live on Instagram now has been a game changer for us, for sure.
Yeah, I bet you get a lot of viewers on Instagram. I bet
Instagram we get more than any other
I would
platform.
imagine. Do you have like access to the 247? Like, you know how many people are on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can check into that. You want to know them numbers?
No.
The best numbers. So who do you think have been the best numbers so far of a podcast?
Justin Carly.
That one's up there, but it's not the best. It's actually top 5, but not top 3.
Best numbers of Eddie?
Eddie's is 3.
I don't know.
2 was Chris Williams's. For what
I almost said that, but I think, he's like spread so far, so that makes sense.
Yeah, dude. And that was like a 4-hour podcast, dude. I didn't even realize it was that long until afterwards. I was like, why are so many people loving this one? We just got drunk and talked. It was
that
great.
was stupid long.
Yeah, dude. It was so, I didn't realize. Like I said, we like brought a bottle of whiskey and chilled and just let the mic go.
Yeah.
And apparently that worked. But the number 1 was Isaac.
Oh, yeah. Obviously. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
But if we could run it back, I've done like Cherico and Adam Milstead and like John Anik. I had on an early one on Zoom. Like if we could run those back in the studio now, like as it's running, more people are aware of the podcast now and stuff. I think I did those too soon, but we can run them back.
Yeah, I'm sure you could. You definitely get Cherico on.
Oh yeah, dude. You've met Cherico?
Not in person.
Okay.
He came to sparring once and like watched me. I've like
interesting.
He's messaged me before and stuff. He
nice.
seems like a really cool guy. I know he's fairly close with Mike. But
yeah.
I've never had like the opportunity to meet him a ton.
Yeah, he's a total OG in the scene, man. He was so good. His run up, he had a similar ability to be hated as somebody else in this room right now.
Danny?
Yeah, dude. People hate Danny Palm.
I know.
You wouldn't even believe the smack that people talk on Danny Palm. Ish on Instagram. What up, Ish? Commenting your. But
Big
yeah,
finish.
dude. Ish is the man. But Cherico, for real, he had this. Ryan calls it auto hate, where like the second you see him, you just hate him. And when he would walk out, he had these goofy plastic like flip up glasses, a cut off like
I've
real
seen
cut off
pictures.
shirt, dude. His whole persona, and then he would go in and win first round every
Love
time.
it.
Like,
yeah,
and then take
that
the
makes
mic
people
and
hate
run
you
it.
more.
Yeah,
The more you win, the more people hate you.
dude. So I'm jumping right into the hate because when you started your career, there was like a rumbling of hate because even before your first amateur fight, you were more vocal than most. You were like blatantly expressing your dreams, like you said, go undefeated as an AME, like turn pro, eventually fight for the UFC. Like that was known from the beginning that was the path that you wanted to take. So even from the beginning, I feel like people were like, who does this guy think he is? But now 5-0 AME, you hold our AME 145 belt, which obviously is vacated when you go pro, but you won that. Now you're going pro. Like everything you said you were going to do is happening. Are you more hated now? Do you feel like?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, for sure. Definitely more hated than I was before I debuted. But I don't know. I think it depends kind of who you ask. I think before I fought Cam, that was probably a peak.
Peak hate.
Mm-hmm. Everybody was like, I think I had a lot of people rooting against me that might see me every day or, secretly probably wanted me to lose.
That sucks.
And then I went out and did exactly what I said I was going to do from when I got here. And I think that kind of pisses people off. I think more than anything, when you say exactly what you're going to do and then do it step by step when people disagree with you, that's where hate comes from. But that's also where, when I'm, in the UFC or something, I'm going to be selling tickets because people hate me.
Dude, what is it about the process for you? Do you find that genuinely helps you execute your plans to say them, to put it out there? Do you believe in manifestation and things like that?
Huge on manifestation, huge on affirmations, visualization, stuff like that. I think just in general, like you become more familiar with your environment if you think about it, talk about it, become familiar, with it. And I think that's something it's a skill. Just like anything that you have to, do, it's a skill and it takes time. I think I got good at it because I was so bad at it.
Oh,
Like I was just like in high school, I was like the kid that just like, you know, I said this on Ish's podcast. Like just shit the bed. Anything that was like worth like, you know, I was a 2-time state alternate because I lost my go-to state match. Actually 3 times because I lost in the semis and then Consi semis and then lost in the Consi semis again. I would just shit the bed if like something big would happen. So I think I just kind of forced myself to, you know, get big on visualizing and I also like I got a degree in sports psychology, which in all honesty, you know, they say degrees are supposed to help you with your career. I think mine worked out pretty
relevant
well.
one, yeah, for sure, dude. What does the process look like for you on fight day in terms of visualization and things like that? Because I've heard like John Jones, GSP, guys that will literally like visualize the fight start to finish. Do you do that?
I do that like now. I do that like 3 weeks out. I like to like I haven't picked out my walkout song, but like even stuff like that, right? One thing I think is huge is you pick something that is gonna easily happen, right? So I pick making weight. I pick the exact weight I'm going to be on the scale. All right. I'm going to weigh in. I'm fighting this fight I have to weigh in at 136. I'm going to weigh in at 135.6. Right. Then when you see that happen, it gives you like, it affirms you. You're like, all right, I got this. Right. Just how I was envisioning in my mind. Yeah. Right. I'm going to drink this. I know I'm going to have this. And then using all your senses, right? What am I going to taste, hear, touch, smell? I chew the same piece of gum. But you have to be careful with it where it's not like a superstition. But fight day, I just hang out with my friends and kick it. Like I'm just driving around, listen to music. Like I don't like care. Especially now, like I fight later in the day. I got to get to the venue like 5, right? So like I'm not gonna worry about it all day.
You'd be tired before you even get in there.
Yeah, dude. I think it's like, you know, it's just a fight. It's 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting and like that's funny you said 15 minutes because it is 15 minutes now. Before 6 or 9. But yeah, your very first AMI debut. I know like the commentators said it, we said it. You didn't look like a debut and I'm not even talking about skill wise in there, not in that realm either, but I'm talking specifically your comfort level. And how has that grown for you? Because like I said, you already looked super comfortable from the jump. What has changed since then where you had to be a little nervous, right?
Yeah, I was nervous. Yeah, obviously I'm nervous, right? You know, you have negative thoughts, but you match your negative thoughts with positive thoughts. But I think, you know, I don't know why I was so comfortable. I think the matchup definitely helped. Like I think if I had somebody that was like, I was like super scared to fight or like super nervous. So, you know, I might not have had that same aura. I probably would have, but I don't, you know, I don't know. Just because like, you know, debuting, it's a big deal. AMI debut. I think the more I fight, the more comfortable I become with it, which is, I mean, that makes more sense. But I remember my AMI debut, I didn't have corners. It was my brother and my best friend, Cam Jenkins. And they were both so nervous, and I was like, "Bro, shut up!"
They're like more nervous than you.
Cam couldn't find gloves.
Okay.
Because whatever,
like just rubber gloves.
The rubber gloves you need, and we were supposed to bring them or whatever. Cam couldn't find them. He was like, "Bro, what if they don't let me like walk out?" I was like, "Shut up!" I'm literally like my walkout song. I think was like about to play. He was like in the cage. I was like, "Dog, I'm about to fight."
Don't do this right
they'll
now.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Like I was calming them down because like they hadn't been in it. So I think that was like I think I almost like had to be calm for them. So it like helped me.
Nice. Take your mind off it a little bit. Yeah.
And then I don't know. I just feel comfortable with it.
Yeah. There's an inherent comfort with combat with you that is interesting to me because it's a situation that is like uncomfortable by nature. Grappling's uncomfortable, getting hit in the face is uncomfortable, but for you, doesn't seem super uncomfortable. Like because I know you said growing up you were always a scrappy kid. Like even in wrestling, you would be like super scrappy. Were you ever uncomfortable with physical conflict? Like, did you have to teach yourself that, or was that always part of you?
I think that's just a part of you. I like, and I don't think it. I think I naturally had it. I don't think it's like something that you have. Like, I think it can be taught. Like, as a fighter, like I don't think you like have to be super comfortable with it. But I think I just like naturally, I was getting in fights when I was a kid. Like, it's just how it was. I'm not proud of it, but I mean, it worked out for my line of work.
Yeah, I was going to say, the experience seems to be paying off. We got a hashtag Team Bronco comment, dude. We got Bronco Busick fans jacking the pod. Look at that. Nice, dude.
Bronco Busick.
That's a good fight.
Miami debut.
That's
the last time.
Oh, yeah. He fought for 247.
Yeah, he fought for 247. It was Miami debut.
Nice. Yep. And now Bronco's at Stout a good bit, it looks like. Have you seen him there?
Yeah. He comes on Saturdays sometimes. So,
Nice.
The big team sparring. He trains with Ferman a little bit every once in a while.
Sick. Ferman, an animal, from what I understand.
Ridiculous.
So, like, adding him to that room.
He's a great like dude just to have around, but he's funny. He's funny. I think like I don't know. He has like that. I mean, you've probably seen it online, like DC Khabib.
Yeah.
Like their relationship. Yeah. Like he has that definitely with me, but like with almost anybody in the gym. It's just like and he's just like absurdly jacked.
Oh yeah, I've seen pictures of that dude. I'm just like,
I tell him he needs to stop posting online. He needs to wear a shirt all the time.
For sure.
It's hard to get fights when you look like that. Dude. I mean, I look like that, but I just piss people off.
Yeah. I mean, you're just as jacked as Ferman, for sure.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, at least.
Yeah, we're about the same size.
Yeah, Ferman. The fact that he can make 155 doesn't make sense to me.
Well, it hasn't been proven. Not to my. Actually, dude, he's one of those people. Like, if you put him on a scale, you'd be like,
really?
You're way lighter than I thought. Yeah. Like, looks like he weighs 200 pounds. He does not.
Dude, Gray Maynard was like that for sure whenever we had him at Sprawl in the Burgh.
Big guy.
He showed up, and his match with Isaac was at 165. And I was worried. I'm like, dude, Gray is heavy because he showed up. He's looking ox, dude. Stepped on the scale like 165.8. I was like, wow. Like, how's that possible?
What did Isaac weigh? Probably like 55.
No, he was 60. 65. I think he pushed 65 even. Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, some people just hold their weight different.
Yeah.
And, I think a lot of people, like, if you hold your weight in your torso, it's like, I don't know. You can hold your weight in all types of places.
For sure. But that room, dude, like, Ferman, having Bronco there getting work in, having J-Ram in there all the time now. I've heard nothing but good things about literally all this new blood. Dude. Luke Martin.
Dude. Yeah.
Which,
wild.
Yeah. So how has just Stout, because it's funny you're talking about BB12, and I forgot that you weren't Stout at that time. Like, you're talking about your corners, and I was like, oh, that's right. You weren't with Mike and Will yet. Were you for 14, your second fight?
Yeah.
Okay. So the switch happened in between.
I moved to Stout 4 days after my debut.
Oh, wow. Was that already in the works, or was that okay?
Yeah. Well, actually, I wasn't sure which gym I was going to go to.
Okay.
And then I went to Stout. Actually, I met Mike after I fought. Taylor Charlo, who I'm very close with, introduced me to Mike and was like, "Hey, this is your coach." I was feeling myself a little bit. Don't remember too much of the conversation. And I remember just like talking to Mike. I was like, "Oh, he seems cool." Like, I don't know. See Justin Patton on top of the cage. I was like, "Oh, there's a lot going on right now." Casino lights. It was fun.
That was a great night.
Yeah, it was cool. And then I was looking at gyms, and I was moving here for my ex-girlfriend at the time, and I was between going to Factory and Stout.
Yeah. Okay.
And
there's not a wrong choice there.
Yeah. Taylor. I think Stout was kind of what I needed, and it worked out. I went in, and it was like couldn't have been better. Like, I went in. I went in with my buddy Ryan Sullivan. I walk in there. Warren, Mike, and Will are all there. It's like, that doesn't really happen at the gym too often. Like, them all being in the same spot. And like, I got a private with Will, basically, with Ryan Sullivan, who wrestles at Clarion now. And he was just like, he basically just made me feel like an idiot, which made me like, what? Like,
yeah,
what?
I'm missing.
I thought I was
stuff.
good.
Right?
And then I just got hooked from there.
That's sick. That's a great way to do it. We got a comment from Jared Billy. He said he's got a really advanced mindset for a pro debut with only 5 amateur fights. I know it's too early to say, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him in one of the big leagues someday. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the goal, yes. I mean, that's always been the goal. But now that you're actually on that path, do you kind of shift your goal as it goes? Do you adjust it, or has the path kind of just been exactly the same from the jump?
I think 6 months at a time. So, I set my goals for like a year, but like I don't think too far ahead. That's one thing I think as far as like goal setting and stuff like that, I excel at not thinking too far ahead. Like if I'm sitting there trying to think about, winning a UFC championship when I have 0 professional fights, I'm gonna be so overwhelmed. One, my skill set's not good enough to do it right now. It just sounds like terrifying.
Yeah.
But if I'm like, all right, I gotta go beat Zack, that's not as terrifying.
Well,
6 months at a time.
Did you get to see Zack's latest fan cast interview?
How new?
No, you saw it because you posted on your story today, dude. Full disclosure, Ryan's favorite term of mine. I love Zack too. I think Zack is hilarious. Like I think Zack is legitimately a hilarious guy. And that clip, first off, after his win at BitB 16 with Luke Payson in the Meadows, is one of the best things ever.
Yeah,
it's one of the best things ever. But your clip today, the one that I wanted to bring up that you posted on the story, and he's talking about he's worked with guys that have worked with you, and you're like, we're talking about practice. So I just want to open the floor for you to like expand upon that thought.
Well, I mean, first, like somebody said that before. Y'all remember that?
I've heard rumblings.
Yeah, well, he heard rumblings that people were, I can do this to Lucas, I can do that to Lucas. It's gonna be an easy fight. You're gonna win, and we get in there, and it just doesn't go that way. I think that it's gonna be very similar. And also, Zack trains in Ohio. I haven't trained with anybody in Ohio other than one person who's like my best friend in a year and a half, 2 years. So if he's going off of that guy,
yeah,
good luck.
What do you watch a lot of film? Like, do you watch Zack's fight with Hogaback? Take anything from that, or his pro debut against Ferdoz or anything?
I have a secret weapon in Coach Will Morrill, who
it's not such a secret.
Yeah, I mean, I got film.
Nice.
I know his game.
Nice.
Inside and out.
Okay. So this is interesting to me because you were AMI Newcomer of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're AMI of the Year this year.
Uh-huh.
Is Pro of the Year one of your goals?
Sure. I guess. Yeah, why not?
It hasn't made the list.
I'm on the first card. Yeah, I mean, if I fight as many times as I want this year, I'll probably win it. Yeah.
It's growing.
Pretty close. Like there's a lot of good pros,
dude.
But I think like one thing is like some of them might be out. I hope Goss isn't at 247.
We don't want that either.
Yeah. Patton, I know he signed that year-long contract. I don't know how many times he's gonna fight, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who else? Pro.
Britt, perhaps.
Britt, yeah, we'll see.
It's Bronco or Mateo, like either one of them could potentially.
Mateo, yeah.
It's an interesting watching it grow is what's fun for me because it's like you're obviously making your pro debut, but there's a lot of guys on that cusp as well. So like whereas a year ago the pro pool was like 3 guys, now it's like 6 or 7.
That's why I was like obviously I know 247, I know the insides and outs, but I'm just like I don't know who
else is
I think there's going to be a couple guys that debut on the April card.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm one fight ahead, so
right. Yeah, you got that head
start. I could probably win it.
So what you say you think in 6-month increments? Does it start January 1st or like
yeah. Okay. Basically like it's that's like a good time to write stuff down.
Sure.
Usually January. As far as like the first half is just like I would like to have 2 fights.
Mm-hmm.
2 MMA fights in the first 6 months, by July, but we'll see.
Nice.
How it goes, what I get offered. And then, the latter half, we'll see. We'll kind of play it by ear from there, how the first half went.
Solid. So we were talking, I don't remember if it was on the show before the show or before we even started recording, but I forgot that your most recent fight was Cam. Like, it felt like you did something in between, and that's probably because of Stout fights, and you were signed up for the Muay Thai card as well. But
Yeah. I mean, since I fought Cam, I did the Stout fights, then I grappled Gavin, and then I went to the Worlds.
That's what it was. It was definitely Gavin that I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Dude, how could I forget about that?
Dude, I wish that, I was
oh
thinking
my
about
God.
it. I wish I would have just fought.
Oh, I wish you guys could have fought too.
I wish
dude.
it would have just,
It's a
we would have
sick
just
fight.
fought on that card.
You guys
instead
wanted
of
to fight
grappled.
anyway. Like,
Yeah, we should
clearly.
We should have just gone at it.
That taught us a lot, man. That match we needed that.
Yeah.
Like, security was never something that of course we care about
don't
security
know.
and never had an incident, but
No offense. I don't know how you guys didn't think that was going to happen.
I just didn't think it was going to happen to that level, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, stuff we heard was like, you're going to stab him. You know what I mean? Like, when stuff like that comes up, like, I wasn't thinking that, but like, I knew it was going to be rowdy.
No, like between me and Gavin, like, I didn't know all the stuff on the outside was going to happen. I didn't know that group was going to behave like children. But like between me and Gavin, like, I mean, we're going to get a little pushy and shovey. I knew that for sure.
I didn't mind. Like, even that was fine.
Yeah.
I told AJ, like, dude, like, this one, be ready.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that, it was fun. It was a fun night. Like, definitely a memorable thing, learning experience. It was a blast. It was a cool thing.
Yeah. That ignited some hate for you, but also a lot of love. Ryan commented, like, you're more hated now, but also more loved, which is awesome. So do you feel both sides of it?
Yes.
Do you also feel the love?
I definitely feel both sides. And I think, I don't know. I think I just, like, I'm me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not faking it. I might elevate it a little bit, but like, if you hate me, that's on you, dog. Like, I'm sorry.
I think that's the way to do it.
You know what I mean?
Dude.
Like, I at the beginning, like when it started out, it did bother me that I got so much hate because I was like, damn, I'm like not a bad guy. But then I realized, like, a lot of it, like a lot of hate, just like mostly comes from like insecurity or whatever. And I'm past it at this point. I could give a shit.
Yeah, dude. I'm just thinking about, I forget how the conversation went, but like we were talking, like maybe I was like seeing if you wanted to fight for us in February, like the very early stages. And you said something about how you were going to be like a baby face for your pro debut.
Oh yeah.
And like you weren't going to
Dude,
be
I was serious
anymore.
too. I was like, you know what, man? Because sometimes I'll have times where I'm just like, damn, I feel like everybody hates me.
Chill.
I'll chill out. I'll sit back. 2 days later.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, literally.
2 days later, I added Zack and I said, what did I say?
I don't even remember what it was.
It was funny.
You blatantly called
I guarantee
him out
it was funny.
way. Yeah.
I said I'll knock that lisp out your mouth or something.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's why I love that matchup, because both of you are hilarious and dangerous.
Well, I'm funny strategically. He's funny to laugh at. And there's a different aspect there. I don't think he's intentionally.
See, I think
he's a little quirky.
Yeah, he is quirky, but I also think it's intentional.
Maybe.
Personally, it might not be. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But
I don't know.
I think he's like, I don't know. I think he's a lot smarter than people think he is. That's my read on Zack.
All right.
I might be wrong. I'm not Will Morrill, all right? I'm not a secret weapon like Will, but that's what I get.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he's smarter.
Fight-wise, though, Jake, I want to talk about the fight specifically.
Yeah.
What do you see from...
He's dangerous. He's dangerous.
Yeah.
I don't know in terms of his skill set, how much of it is like him just like being reckless and like that's why he's dangerous, or he is like calculated, right? And I think it's the same thing where you're talking about his personality.
Yeah, right.
Like,
right.
I think he's just dumb. And you think it's intentional. So his fighting ability is the exact same. Is he just dumb, or is it like intentional? And it doesn't matter. That's the cool thing about MMA is like,
if it works,
really doesn't
who cares?
matter.
Yeah. No, that's fair, dude. That's fair. I love the matchup personally, especially for like a pro debut. And he's only had one fight. Like it's a good time as
I think
well.
It's a great matchup.
Yeah. I'm stoked for that. February 24th. Ladies and gentlemen, tickets at 247fighting.com. Gotta plug that. Dude, I'm going to throw it out there live on the podcast. Your ticket sales for this card are they're better than usual. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. Well,
what's going on?
Well, I'm making my pro debut. So that's one thing. People are like, well, my family, a lot of it's my family, is coming up from North Carolina, which is like, I'm so grateful.
Oh, wow.
For that.
Nice.
Yeah. I think that everybody kind of jumped on board.
Sick,
like, oh
dude.
shit,
he
was
good.
Right. Right. I feel like that's coming from all different types of places. Like he was right. What? But hilarious. So my family's coming. I'm looking, I think I'm gonna sell more tickets. I teach at the Stout Monroeville location, teach at the Strip location. And I'm expecting my Stout crew to pull through and buy some tickets.
Nice.
From me. I think a lot of people got a little confused. I think people were waiting for me to be like, hey, I got tickets, but as we announce that the fights are coming up and stuff at the gym, like more people buy tickets.
Figuring it out.
Yeah, and like people wait last minute, like, what am I doing next weekend? Oh, Lucas fights. Let's go to that.
People also wait forever, which obviously we hate, but also I understand because so many things happen in MMA. Yeah. Like until that fight's happening, you don't want to buy the ticket.
Yeah, I would think honestly, like if I was just buying a ticket, I would probably wait.
Yeah. Right.
As somebody that's like been around the industry, I would probably like wait it out.
Which I get. But don't do that.
You should buy a ticket right now.
Don't do what we say, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. We're dummies. But yeah, dude, that's sick. It's cool to see you grow your brand and like do the things you said, and that translates to ticket sales because I think the business side of the fight game is always crappy for fighters to dig into. I get it. Like I see it from both sides, obviously, but like that is important, and to see you taking it more seriously is definitely awesome.
Well, one thing is like I'm not from here, right? So like I had to build a fan base. I spent a year and a half building a fan base. And I think that's something that like, maybe people who are born here don't necessarily have to do. Maybe I should just say I was born. I was born in Pittsburgh.
You got a Pirates hat on, so how much?
Yeah, I was born in Pittsburgh. Yeah, I know all the players. Yeah. So I think it took me a long time to kind of build a fan base. People hated me. Then I beat up Cam. A couple more people like me. I'll beat up Zack, and then more people like me. Just keep going like that.
Ryan just commented, can we just erase this part of the podcast? Or wait to buy tickets, guys. I totally would wait. That's a good plug. It's a great plug. Dude, also Cowboy Eddie just joined the pod, so that's a good chance
boy.
For
I like Eddie.
I like
Eddie a lot.
I definitely wanted to talk about that because he's not a guy who trains at Stout on Saturdays. But I've noticed like you two seem to like each other, and there's a mutual respect there. Like, where did that come from?
I started to like Eddie when he walked out in a cowboy hat at the Meadows. I could have been standing right next to you. He was the first fight, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he walked out in a cowboy hat, and I was like, who the fuck does this dude think he is? And then I was like, you know what? I like it because that's who I was. And people were like, why the fuck would I hate somebody who's trying to be themselves?
Dude.
You know what I mean? And the thing that I like about Eddie is that it really is just Eddie. Like, that's who he is. You know what I mean? Like, and the more I meet him, the more I know him, find out about him, the more I like him. I think he's a good guy. Genuinely think he's a good guy. I think he puts on for his people. I think he respects his people, uplifts his friends. Very loyal to his gym. He's a good guy. And he also pisses people off, and I think it's hilarious. I'm a big fan of Cowboy Eddie.
Yeah, he said locked in. That's a bad man right there.
Yeah. Me and Eddie are cool. We went on a podcast. That
I saw that.
Athletic Aesthetic with Trey.
Trey.
Yeah.
It's a sweet podcast, dude. They do a great job.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
It felt very professional. I felt like I was on a TV show.
That's it. Yeah, they do have like a TV studio.
Dude,
look,
sick.
That is crazy.
Super sick.
Where is that? Like, where's the studio?
Somewhere in Pittsburgh.
No idea.
Oh, actually, it's in Cranberry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Used
fancy.
to live there.
That's fancy. Oh yeah, you did when you first moved here, right?
Yep.
Where do you live now?
Around
Just
Pittsburgh.
wherever.
Yeah.
Wherever you can be.
I am Pittsburgh. I live in Pittsburgh.
He was born here, so yeah.
I was born here. I live like, you know where the city is?
Yeah.
Around there.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I know exactly where you mean.
Around there.
That's awesome.
No, I live in Bellevue.
Okay. M-Dog Millionaire chimed in at Lucas. Fox says hi.
Oh, dude. Have you seen their dog?
Yeah.
He's so cute.
Dude,
he's so fluffy,
adorable.
too.
Yeah.
And he's like the most well-behaved gentleman.
What is he?
Handsome.
What is Fox?
I think that.
M-Dog.
I think that's the answer.
Okay.
Couldn't spell that if you...
Either can I.
That's ridiculous.
I'm lucky to say it.
Shiba Inu?
Yeah, I think that's it. Hopefully she'll comment and confirm.
I think that's what he is.
He's adorable. He looks like a fox. Like, that's a great name.
He's so well behaved. I don't think he knows how to bark, which is sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dog it's like the best case scenario when you have a dog.
My dog's got the anti version of that.
Yeah, maybe he took Fox's bark box.
There you go. That's it. Stole it from Fox. Can't have it back. Actually, please take it back, Fox. Dude, M-Dog's a legend. And Britt, I wanted to say when you were talking about Ferman, like, you need to put some, like, don't post pictures shirtless anymore. We had somebody with Britt the other day. Well, we're obviously trying to match Britt. I'll say it on the podcast because it's not a secret. But, like, we sent them Britt and they turned it down. They said, no, she looks scary. It wasn't, no, she looks scary. She looks like a beast, I think is what they said. And that was the reason. I'm like, you're turning it down because she looks like a beast?
I don't get people. I just don't get being in fighting. And, like, I understand, you know, if it's a debut, I guess I get it, right? Like,
sure.
But we don't want to put her in, like, with, well, I mean, pro debut. Like, when you go pro, you should be ready to fight.
Beasts.
You should be ready to fight people. Yeah, you're fighting people that are professional fighters. Even in the amateurs, man, like, I think a lot of people turn down a lot of fights.
Crazy.
And one thing when Ryan was talking about me that he mentioned that made me happy was that I accept fights. Like, I was like, thank you, because I feel like I don't give credit for that at all. Like, I've accepted everybody that's been offered to me for the most, I believe. And if not, it was like I got offered 2 people and I chose the easier one because I'm not
right
a Jake Zack. I mean, idiot. My bad.
He went there.
Synonymous.
Fox is a Husky Golden mix, by the way, before we lose.
I just spilled on myself after I had insulted him.
He's got a drinking problem. Dude. Husky Golden mix. No, that makes sense. That would look like a Shiba Inu kind of. Yeah, I see it.
Golden? That makes sense.
I see it. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I was going to, dude, I had something off that. Now I totally forget because of that. But looking like a beast, Britt. I don't know. We're just going to have to move on. I'll think of it eventually. Dog. Straight dog.
Straight dog.
I wanted to talk about you guys' trip to New Jersey.
New Jersey, New York, you know, both of them.
Yeah, both of them. So that is like, for me.
And Philly on the way back.
Oh, dude, wait. I remember what I was going to say. Let's talk about New Jersey in a second because this is more relevant. If you taking hard fights. I think if you ask people, like, including educated people locally, local MMA, like, if you would have polled who was going to win you versus Cam, I think you were the underdog.
That's sure. Ridiculous.
Like, I
don't understand that at all. Okay. How was he going to beat me? He was going to take me down.
That's what people would have said.
He did. He got a takedown.
For
5 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And then I abused him.
It was, I got to say, like, I thought it was like a 50-50 fight. I wasn't sure. Cam's really good, dude.
Cam's good. Cam is a good fighter, and more than anything, I like Cam as a person. So Cam, if you're listening,
funny, dude,
please turn this off. There's no way, like, I could fight Cam any hour of any day and beat him. I think that was the perfect style matchup. I don't think, like, I don't know. I think that's, I was insulted a little bit that it didn't make sense to me that people were but I get it.
Yeah.
Right? I think people just hate me and we're like, he's fighting somebody good. He's gonna lose.
I think it opened a lot of eyes, man, because I knew you could wrestle. Obviously, I knew you could grapple, but I didn't realize it was on that level for MMA yet.
I didn't
It was a
really
lot better than I
grapple or
expected.
wrestle that much.
But when you did, it was like definitive of who was better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, here was my confidence level going into camp. If we did any combat sport, I would beat him.
Mm.
That's what I thought. All right, if I can beat you at every combat sport, let's put it all together. I'm gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
That was my thought process when I accepted the fight with Cam. But hey, he had people telling him he was gonna win, so I'm sure he was confident.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
Cowboy Eddie's confident in you. He said, "I got to bounce, but I'm gonna leave on this note. I don't know the bozo Lucas is fighting, but we're gonna have a 1-0 pro and a new belt in the club on February 24th."
Facts.
How stoked are you for Cowboys fight? You're not really going to be able to
pissed
watch
that it's right
Yeah.
before mine, dude.
Yeah.
I think did I comment on? I was like,
think so,
like, dude, you need to
How
stop booking good fights. I wish I was.
I
want
to watch this. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I think that'll be. I think it'll be a very good fight. But I think it comes down to, who's got that dog. And I think here's another thing. I think people underestimate people that talk. People are like, oh, he talks, like he must not like have it in him.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean?
You're psyching yourself up because you're insecure.
Maybe that's what they think, or maybe like I'm just right, or maybe Cowboy's just right. Maybe you're confident for a reason.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever.
Well, here's the thing, and like it's a good tie-in to get back to that New Jersey, New York trip. But like you get good roles, you get good experience with really good people. If you didn't have it, you would know right now. You would be getting your ass beat regularly and like, wow, I'm really not good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think there's that for sure, right? I train with great people at my gym. Like, yeah, I think confidence comes from preparation.
Right.
Like I wouldn't be confident if I was getting my ass kicked all the time.
Sure.
But also like I do think there's an aspect of like game day. I think there's gamers, and I think like Cowboy Eddie is one of them. I think I am one of them. I think there's a lot of people that are just gamers, right? I posted that Allen Iverson thing talking about practice. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, there's people that said that they did what to me at practice, right? Where we're going 70% wearing big gloves, this, that, and the other. Like, all right, well, we'll put us in a cage and like, we'll see. Because it's a different thing, right? When you're both kind of scared, you're both kind of insecure, you're both like, whose aura is bigger. I think that's a big thing too. It's just like, once you can kind of sense somebody, right? You're about to get in a fist fight with somebody in a cage. And I don't know. I think that's an aspect of it that people don't really take into account.
Yeah.
And I think it's like when I look at my career, or like when I have times of self-doubt where I'm like, hey, like, I don't know, am I ready to go pro? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, I've proven it. I've done it time and time again, right? I fought the number one dude in Pennsylvania and won decisively. Like I beat one of the best grapplers in Pennsylvania history, one of the best wrestlers at least. And, you have to look at, what have you actually done it? Right. Cause you can have like this, like fake self-doubt, but like if it's proven, it's different.
Right. For sure. And I think a cool thing that Stout encourages, I think Mike and Will talked about on Listen to Your Coaches, kind of their plan for how to take a fighter pro, like their kind of system. And it's smart. After the camp fight, we talked about it. You competed at Stout fights. You competed at Sprawl in the Burgh. You competed at Worlds. You had a Muay Thai fight lined up that unfortunately fell through.
Yeah.
But like getting those looks in pure grappling, pure stand-up, Muay Thai, whatever it might be, like that seems extremely valuable to me. So was that fully intentional, or was that just like, I need to do something, stay active?
It was intentional, and it was mostly stay active.
Yeah.
I wanted to specifically, that would have been like the opposite, right? Or like if we went back, that would have been like the opposite. I would have probably done like Muay Thai more. And then I ended up just not, like I got hurt. And I don't know, the grappling matches were were good, but they were challenged. They were all challenging matches. It was like, all right, this makes sense. All right, you're gonna go up against a purple belt leg locker who's gonna pull guard. Lucas, what are you worst at? That. Well, let's figure it out, right? That's a hole in your game. Let's figure it out now.
Nice.
Right? I passed that test. All right. You're gonna go up against a strong wrestler in what's gonna feel like a professional fight. It's like I don't think you could mimic something more, than that. And I passed that test. And then all right, let's go compete against the best people in the world. And I did fairly well. I don't think I grappled to my ability. I was battling a couple things at the time, and I also just made a mistake, and I learned my lesson. And I think I said it on Payson's podcast, but I lost and didn't go on my professional record.
So that's sick.
So that's a learning lesson, and we did it correctly.
Yeah, for sure. But I do think, like, I don't want to undersell the run you did have at Worlds. Is pretty good, dude. Pretty solid.
Yeah,
you're on a roll.
Yeah, I did fairly well. I think like my jiu-jitsu is better than people think. I think my pure jiu-jitsu is pretty solid. Stout's a jiu-jitsu gym. Been there for a year and a half. Coach is Mike Wilkins. Like I've really good jiu-jitsu too. I don't know. I think maybe I should just shut up because everybody should just underestimate me, and I suck at everything.
People are gonna hate you no matter what you say, so just keep talking.
I guess
just keep talking.
Yeah.
But no, dude, one thing I think is super interesting is like when you were coming into MMA, made your AMI debut, which thankfully we were a part of. So like we've been a part of this story from the start. Like coming from D1 wrestling at WVU, the thought, of course, is like, oh, he's gonna fight like a wrestler. He's gonna fight. He's gonna wrestle, but it's gonna be a fight. But I feel like if you watch your fights, you can wrestle, but you're not going to be like, this dude's a pure wrestler. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't look like old school Johnny Hendricks blanket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That wasn't my wrestling style.
Yeah.
I would shoot from the outside. I would, win matches on like, I was good in high school, like on top, but like in college, I took down everybody I wrestled. Literally everybody I wrestled like in the country. Now I got my ass kicked a lot. Got my ass kicked. Right? I was not a great college wrestler.
Yeah.
But like I was like I could get takedowns. I was fast. I had like attributes that were good. And wouldn't necessarily translate to MMA. But I used them to my advantage. And I always felt like, when I wrestled, I would like get off the mat, like in my head, especially once I started training him. I was like, I'd beat his ass. Like if we fought, like I would win. So,
is that just confidence, or is there something about?
No, that's shit. Yeah, I guess arrogance.
Yeah,
like sure. For sure. I don't know why. I just always had that thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems fine. Dude, Bobby Murda in the chat too. Good morning from Thailand. Dang, Bobby Murda out in Thailand after
traveling the world.
After another win, his pro career is off to a hot start, dude.
Yeah.
You and him were kind of on a similar track in terms of
timing. Yeah, he's probably like 9 months ahead. I mean, he won the belt for I guess it wasn't your guys' belt, but he won a belt and then went pro and then
Yeah, super similar. And he's a guy like we talk about it as a team. Like it's no secret. We always are like who in the current local landscape could make it to the UFC? Like who do we see as like that level? And like you and him have always been in that discussion. Yeah. Both of you for sure. So yeah, it's not surprising to see him doing good things and a soon to be common opponent with Zack.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. You guys are like tied.
Yeah. It's like I might talk to Bobby about it a little bit.
Nice. That's awesome.
I like Bobby. Maybe. Bobby's a cool guy.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Super talented dude. And Bobby's story is crazy.
Yeah, he's got a good story.
It doesn't sure. It sounds fake. Like when you listen to it, you're like, dude, that's a movie, bro. That's not anybody's actual life, but sure enough.
Like a Francis Ngannou type thing.
Honestly, it does remind you of that. He said, my guy Lucas, can't wait to see him make his pro debut. Yeah, nice dude.
Yeah, Bobby's cool, dude. I'm excited to see him fight again. Dude, I wanted to watch his last fight, and then it wasn't on Fight Pass.
I know. What was up with that?
I don't know.
We were all
we were
messaging
trying to
each other,
figure it
trying to
out.
figure out how to
How
watch
do you
it.
watch Bobby's fight? Yeah,
I know.
everybody was doing that.
Yeah, and Brandy was up there with him, so I texted Brandy. I'm like, dude, how can I watch it? And
he was with me like 2 days before he
that's
left.
crazy.
Yeah,
that's
and
crazy.
then I knew he was going up there. I actually, hindsight, probably should have texted him and asked, but
yeah,
he wouldn't have known.
Yeah, no, he
There was
literally
no
said
answer.
he said a guy just came into. It was like 30 minutes before the show was going to start. He's like, a guy just came into the locker room and told us it wasn't being streamed.
I just don't get, like, that just seems like a loss of income.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah, I
especially when you're having Americans fight on your card.
I don't understand it, dude. I really don't get that.
It was very stupid.
Everything's already set. I don't know. You'd have to ask Fight Pass about it, I guess, to get the strategy. It's not like
I think there's a lot of promotions that do that are Fight Pass affiliates. I know Fury used to play theirs on YouTube and Facebook because I have a couple boys from Houston that fight out in Fury.
Yeah.
And I think they do it on OnlyFans now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe what was the promotion Bob called?
Unified?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get on OnlyFans, man.
They need to. So I kind of get it in that sense whenever the structure is to show like 5 prelim fights for free and then kick over to Fight Pass for like the main card, as it were.
Yeah.
Because you got more viewers on the free stream, obviously. So it's like, yeah, let's get them to Fight Pass. Like, we can talk about, hey, the rest of the card's on Fight Pass.
Yeah, I get that too.
But whenever nothing is streamed at the beginning,
yeah,
it's like,
just
well,
stupid.
you just missed
it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. He said, no, wait, is that real? Bobby Murder said, my fight is on OnlyFans. They put all the prelims there. Wait, really?
What, bro?
Bobby Murder. Hey, you heard it
Bobby,
here first.
It's what, 2 weeks late? Thanks, dude.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Bobby Murder got an OnlyFans.
I think it's on OnlyFans late. Like, I don't think it was streamed on OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's weird,
I don't know.
dude.
I don't know.
That's weird. Yeah, I don't get it. But that promotion looked dope. The venue looks really
it looked sick.
Yeah,
it looked sick. Yeah.
Speaking of the venue,
dude, I can't wait.
I'm so stoked.
I want to see it.
So stoked.
You guys got videos?
Yeah, we'll show you guys some pictures and stuff. But yeah, dude, that's going to be a game changer.
Yeah,
total game changer.
So do you know when you're?
Probably like late July, August.
All right,
that kind of time frame.
Yeah, I can do that.
But we're going to have like April at the Meadows is confirmed already. So we're going to be in Washington.
So you're going to do Meadows and then next fight will be at the venue?
No, we'll do one in between somewhere else. To be determined in like June.
Might jump on that guy.
We'll see.
Are you guys doing the boxing stuff like that?
We're gonna.
Think about it.
Grappling. We're always thinking grappling, boxing, Muay Thai,
comedy
show. You want to open?
Yeah, I'll open.
Dude, that was great.
Let me introduce people.
Yeah, for sure, dude. You and Hoot Lee both texted me after I posted that clip. And like, I want to open that comedy show,
dude.
Like, let's go,
dude. Yeah.
Lucas, Hoot, and then Shane Gillis.
Yeah, it seems like a very reasonable.
Perfect.
Yeah. I could see us doing that.
Dude, you know what we talked about on that podcast that's going to be super fun too is like a live awards show.
Yeah, that'll be sick.
Yeah.
You're going to need security because there's a couple people in Pittsburgh I shouldn't be in the same room with.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so or just in general, like I think there's a lot of people who just like might butt heads a little bit. You might need security.
Well, it is going to be like an invite thing. Like if you're nominated and your teams, like you guys are there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you didn't get nominated, you're not going to just be there.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe you will. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
the people I don't like won't get nominated.
Yeah. Luke Martin's here now. Yeah, let's go.
Dog.
Bobby Murda said, put me on the April card. Let's get it there, dude. Shaping up. April's shaping up already.
Sick.
Dude, I want to talk about Luke Martin for a second because he just got a fight announced too.
Yeah.
How good's this dude?
Very.
I've heard good things.
Division 2 national champion.
That's pretty good. That's like as good as you could do.
Yeah. Yeah. You know the whole nation.
Yeah. Not bad.
Beat them all.
Not bad.
All of them. Yeah, he's I've known Luke since I was 18. We were together at WVU, and Josh Ramirez was on that team as well. You
guys are like the island of misfit toys there, dude. It's great.
Dude, you don't even know. Last chance you. Chance you.
Tony Welsh was there too, right?
Tony Welsh was there.
Nuts.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are on that team that were on that team that just went in different directions.
All dogs though.
Yeah, and then we all ended up together. I might have recruited a little bit, but here we are.
Somebody's got to do it, right? Let's go.
Somebody's got to do it.
Bobby Murder said, "How was Lucas's experience training in New Jersey and Henzo's?"
It was great. Henzo's particularly, I think was a cool experience because like Stout's a Henzo affiliated gym, meaning like that's the main academy. That's like where we come from. Warren got his black belt from Henzo.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal. And they treated Warren very well. Like they introduced him. Like Warren Stout brought his guys. Thank you so much. And then we went to a couple other places. Nick Catone's is a place that really sticks out in my mind. It's like one of the coolest gyms I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Facilities were
insane.
So cool. Sparring in a cage is big. Loved that experience. Trained with Frankie Edgar. And then we went to Marquez on the way back. We were in a room with 9 UFC fighters, including Sean Brady. I've been to Marquez a couple times now, and that's a cool experience, and that's the things you get with being a part of a program like Stout, right?
Yeah,
with the Henzo Gracie affiliation. It's like, hey, my name's Lucas and I fight. I like we're all on the same team. You know what I mean?
So
like
sick.
I'm Pittsburgh. Yeah. I'm Pittsburgh. They're
yeah,
like, oh,
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a cool thing.
Cool way to look at it.
Yeah.
Man. Warren is kind of a big deal. Turns out.
Yeah.
It's kind of awesome.
Yeah. Warren is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
That's
a sick. Yeah. I'm glad you kind of framed it that way. That is a benefit of being with Stout for sure for you guys.
Yeah.
Like these opportunities and even the seminars you guys get, like stuff like that. It's definitely
networking.
Cool.
Networking something that people don't think about, man. Like people are just like, all right, like you're gonna be a fighter. What does it take? Well, in the early 2000s, you just had to beat people up. Mm-hmm. Now it's like you got to network, you got to post social media, you got to do this, that, and the other. The networking part, I don't need to do that much of because of my team.
Yep.
And where we are in Pittsburgh is very well respected. Even you look at guys like that come out of Matt Factory, like Isaac's networking's amazing too, right? Like yeah. So Pittsburgh's a very well respected area, and I think we're gonna have a lot of big fighters coming out of Pittsburgh in the next 5 years.
It's
I would say
the come up.
I think it's a huge on the come up.
Well, we definitely share that vision, and we're excited to play a role in that for sure. But as you were mentioning, like fighters need to do more than fight, things like that. I got a good fan question for you.
Okay.
This one comes from somebody you might know. He goes by the name of Goat James. Goat James Padmore, perhaps you've heard of him. 4-0. Just another undefeated fighter.
Yeah, dog.
He said, "This is the entertainment business. Sean O'Malley has colorful hair. Izzy has anime. Connor has his billionaire persona. Chael Sonnen had his shit talk. It was like he was painting a picture and he was Picasso. My question is, does Lucas have a gimmick yet?"
I don't need one. Whatever my gimmick is, it's working for me.
The gimmick is...
My gimmick is confidence, I guess. I don't know. Being me.
That's a good way to put it. I would say that's what people would know you as.
Yeah.
Like a little...
The cocky kid.
Yeah. Danny, get his AMI Fighter of the Year clip ready to show for people watching the stream, because this will help frame it. The very first clip in this video, dude, you have a very specific like post match or post fight high, I would say. Like some dudes do, some dudes don't, but like Chase Boyd has one that's very like energetic. Like he freaks out when he wins.
Dude, he's hilarious.
Chase Boyd's one of the funniest.
Chase Boyd cracks me.
Dude, he's one of the funniest people I've ever met.
He's so funny. He should open the comments.
He's so good. Yeah, no, dude, Chase definitely
his
should.
Facebook. Oh my God.
Yeah. But yours is very like, I told you so, is what I would call it.
Yeah.
And like that first clip was like you saying overrated.
Dude, you know what's funny is when I saw that, I was like, bro, I did that. I remember, but like I'd never seen it, so I was like, yo, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta send me that clip. That's dope.
Yeah, we got you. Drew Flincham in the chat too. What up, Drew? He said Hunter giving us the content we need with Lucas Seibert. Yeah, dude. Always honored to bring this content to the people. Let's go. Do you remember? Did you fight on card with Drew Flincham? He's from Greencastle, PA, so like a little South Central, kind of close to, or Greencastle. He's where I grew up actually. It's kind of interesting with TCA. He had Brett Pastore, his teammate at the time, fought Jake Schilling on a card.
No, who did he fight?
Drew Flincham fought Drew Landefeld. It was a Drew versus Drew match.
Oh, a Drew affair. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Went in December?
It was no, it was a while ago. I think that was bit B13 off the top of my head.
No,
I'm not sure. Yeah. But yeah, dude, Drew's a great dude, and he's just he's like about to make his return too. So
yeah, I saw he was announced today, right?
No, he's not fighting in February.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
We Noah Gaudiello versus Joey Klein was the
Yeah. Dude, there's so many people I can't keep up.
Oh,
anymore.
dude, and it's every day. Like
I don't know.
We talk about it all the time. Like it's genuinely hard to keep up with if you're not involved. Like
I get confused.
Yeah, like I feel that way with the UFC now because I don't really follow the UFC like I used to at all.
Same.
And when I watch a card, I'm like,
I don't follow the UFC as much as I used to. Like the big cards, like the people I care about.
Right.
But man, it's just like I don't got enough time in the day.
There's not enough time in the day to keep up with them. Like it's crazy to me now that I ever could, but it was my job at one point. So I guess there's that. But
yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, sometimes I'll be watching a card and I'll be like, who is that? And they'll be like, making his 5th fight in the UFC now. And I'm like, what? This dude's been around for 5 fights?
Yeah.
Dude, Danny Palm found the clip before our podcast, which was fun on the last time. How many times have you done a podcast in studio with us?
Just, I guess with Miguel, so 2.
Okay. It was the one without Miguel, like just
in October.
Okay. And we were talking about the bantamweight title picture for the UFC.
Yeah.
And what Danny give him Danny Palm called it to a T, and you were like, I don't know about that.
What did he say?
Play that. It was right after O'Malley beat Jan, and I was like, we were talking about it, and you were like, yeah, like he'll fight Aljo. I don't see him beating Aljo, and I was like, well, what if he beats Aljo and then fights Cheeto for the belt? And you were like, I don't know about that. That's not like he was the first one to say that's not a good matchup for him.
Yeah,
like that's an option, but I don't see it.
I didn't see Aljo being a good matchup for O'Malley, but man, his striking is just it's a different level.
I mean,
if you can't get taken down, you're pretty hard to fight. Like, and it's hard to take O'Malley down. So yeah, and I think he's gonna beat Cheeto.
I think so easily.
Yeah, I think he's gonna beat Cheeto. I think the best, and I don't even know. I think he's a better version of Sandhagen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know. I think he's gonna go. I think he's gonna beat Cheeto and go up to 45.
Nice, dude. O'Malley's knockout power. That's an equalizer when you can just do that at 35.
Speed.
Yeah, timing and speed.
Yeah, it's his speed and like you're right, his timing. It's not necessarily like power. Yeah, he's not gonna out bench somebody.
Clearly,
but like,
look at him. Yeah, dude. Ethan Goss commented as well. Called Lucas's amateur debut 2 years ago. I'm excited to call his pro debut in a few weeks.
Oh, really? Ethan's gonna be
on the mic.
Yeah,
again.
dude. I like Ethan a lot. Ethan's a super cool dude. Got to train with him a little bit.
At Stout.
Yeah, he came in. I think it was the week before he fought the dude with the dreads.
Yeah, Solo Hatley for the 55 title. That was interesting.
Yeah,
what a situation
that
was. Dude, Ethan gives us a heart attack every fight week. Like he gets cut before every fight.
Yeah.
Maybe shouldn't have said that out loud for his future opponents, but hey, whatever.
Wear headgear when you're close, I guess.
Yeah. Well, Ethan, I don't even know if they make headgear where he's from. Like
the cut in his last fight looked nasty.
Didn't he break his cup?
Yes, dude.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, he had like a cut on his head. And it looked so much worse than it actually was, I think. But like from where I was sitting, like
it was bleeding.
Like I was like, they're gonna stop the fight from this cut. Like
nut shot, cut on the head. He had a rough one.
Dude,
Still won though.
Yeah, I think Diamond Cups actually sent him a free cup.
Yeah, I saw that. They did. That's cool.
Like, that's good marketing right there.
Yeah,
like, hey,
I
we'll
might
make
hit
this
mine
right.
with a hammer after my fight.
Just get a
new
free
one.
cup. Oh my god! It's like, wait, Jake.
Oh
didn't
no,
even
they're
get
like,
hit
why
in
does
the
this
nuts.
keep happening?
Yeah.
247.
It's wild. I don't know, man. It's
Shins
just,
are tough around Pittsburgh. I don't know, man.
Jesse Acton's just cup checking everybody backstage with a sledgehammer. Like, dude, how it is cool, man. Like saying Ethan called your amateur debut, and then obviously we've had bouts in between. But what's it like having that consistency of a promotion too? Because I would imagine if you're constantly bouncing around, you have to get used to new people, new processes, new this. But like,
it's super comfortable, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm making my professional debut, and how much different is it other than the amount of time and the rule set than what I've done before? I'm the co-main event, was the co-main event last time I fought. So there's a sense of comfort to it, which is cool, right? And I'm big on visualizing, so I can visualize it pretty well. It's not in one of you guys' old venues that I've fought in before, but like, you know, I know what the scenery is going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
I know what the colors are going to be like. You know what I mean? Like, it's familiar. New cage, right? Not the one I planted my flag in, so it's a different one. But you know, there's a sense of familiarity with it.
Yeah. Have you haven't been in the new cage at all? Because now that I think about it, yeah, the sprawl was also the small cage.
It's like a canvas too, right?
Mhm.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
the canvas part of it.
Dude, it's super nice. Bobby Murda said that new cage is going to be a game changer. Yeah, dude, for sure. The feedback we got from the first event when we used it was like, yeah, please keep using that. So we're going to, every way we can, that's going to be like the cage for all events unless we absolutely can't.
Yeah, you can at the Meadows, can you?
We're trying to figure that out even.
Yeah.
But yeah, as of now, we don't have an answer for that because it's so small, but we're trying. We're trying, guys, I promise. I hear you that you like the big cage, trust me.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the big
cage.
Yeah. It's just more realistic, right? It's like when you fight, and I know it's a little bit smaller. Wait, is it the same size as like the UFC's like regular UFC small cage?
Like the Apex? I think it's even a foot or two smaller than that.
Okay. Well, if I, you know, in high school, you don't play football on a 80-foot or an 80-yard
field, yeah,
right? So like, I think it's more realistic
for sure. And if you want to get to that next level, like that's what you're going to need to see.
Yeah.
And I think like that December card, Bibby 19 that we just had with the big cage, like those were phenomenal fights. Like you could see it. You could see the direct effect of like having more space.
Kissing. Or
no, that was in Ohio. That was in Ohio.
Dude.
But that was big cage too.
Yeah. That was your debut of the big cage.
Yeah.
Dude, that was sick.
A front kick to the face.
Big Cam has been around immortal forever and doesn't have an Instagram, and like it's detrimental to his fighting career, in my opinion. And he's so good, and just kicked that guy right in his face.
Unbelievably,
and he fell down.
Unbelievably good. But to your point, I also agree it's detrimental that he doesn't have an Instagram, but maybe it's good because people aren't scared to take fights with him.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't get to
they don't see the video of him front kicking somebody's chin off.
Exactly.
That was so cool.
He is insanely talented, dude.
Like, I knew about him. And he's got like the build for heavyweight. Because like there's some heavyweights that are like super short and chubby, and it's like not the best.
I'm like not a tiny guy, but when Cam and Raiden were facing off and I was between them, I'm like,
damn.
I'm like, this is a different species of human that I'm standing between right now.
They actually made Hunter look short.
Dude, they were both like legit 6'7",
Is there
260.
Is there any heavyweights in Pittsburgh other than Flannery?
That's a great question. Off the top of my head,
Pippin.
Oh yeah, J Pip.
J Pip's big. Cody Gamble. Yeah.
Gamble's massive.
Gamble's big. He's a big
just
boy.
Nobody that tall. Like
that's like in my head. I asked that question, like thinking like the size of Cam.
Steve Mowry obviously left, but he would have been a perfect example.
Huge, dude. He warmed up next to me when I was about to grab Gavin.
Oh yeah, crap! I forgot.
And he's just stretching. He took up the whole mat, and I was like, "This is ridiculous." And I'm not gonna like back down.
Right.
So I'm just like dancing around him. I'm like, you gonna move,
dude.
But he seemed like super cool dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's the best. Steve Mowry is one of my. He grappled the man.
He grappled
Jarek Fry.
Yeah. Did he grapple on the Stout card? No.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
grappled
Yeah, he grappled
Logan.
Logan.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was him. I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
No, yeah, that was him.
Yeah, that was sick.
Which is crazy. I have a picture with Maori too, and he did the podcast, and I look like a child. I'm like, dude, I'm 6'3". You made me look so small.
Yeah. You like your presence on Instagram doesn't make you look as tall or big as you are.
Everybody
says
says
you meet you and you're like, oh, he's what, 6'2"? And
yeah.
Big
How
guy.
does that happen? Like, I don't know. I don't get it. I look small on Instagram. Apparently, that's good. I should be a fighter. Then people be like, wow, he's like 5'8". I'll fight this guy for sure. I don't think fighting's in my future, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think you're good at what you do.
Yeah, I'm gonna just stay right here.
Let's
stay in my lane. So, dude, I want to talk about I know, like you said earlier, you don't think too far ahead, but there is some level of planning with a 6-month plan.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you got Jake Zack February 24th, obviously. What do you feel is like the next step? Just vaguely.
I mean, I'd like to fight before July, right? So if it's 6 months, I said it in January. I'd like to fight. I'd like to have 2 fights before July, preferably.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that'd be
nice.
That'd be ideal. It'd be 2-0. 2 to 3 fights this year. That is ideal. Aside from that, not anything. Not any big. I would like to go to Worlds again.
Yeah, you like that experience?
Yeah, it was cool going. I've been traveling a lot, which is sick because, like,
like traveling.
Yeah, like I don't know, just like not. I like traveling a lot, and like it's just wild to me that like I've been to Las Vegas and New York in less than 2 months, like time, and like 3 years ago, if you told me that, I'd be like, what? That's wild.
As recently as 3 years ago.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Like that's just crazy to me. Like, like my family didn't travel a lot. So like little experiences like that are super cool. And I'm just super grateful to be able to do stuff like that. So I think that's a big thing.
Yeah. How often do you step back and tell yourself that? Because I find
every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice, dude. What's that look like for you?
Mike's been really big on this attitude of gratitude thing. And he brought it up. And one thing Mike doesn't know is like he'll subtly say something even as a joke, and like I'm like, all right, I gotta figure out how to work that into my my life. And just being grateful, which is something that I have, but it's a skill just like anything else. And you have to do it time after time and figure it out. And he referenced Penn State's wrestling program, the attitude of gratitude. I'm grateful to be able to practice. I'm grateful to do that. When you're plagued with like an injury bug or something like that, like you really just want to get in the gym, right? So when you are in the gym, you're finally there. You're super grateful to be able to do it. So I think one, like just being able to practice, I'm grateful for, but like looking at my life, dude, I'm living literally my dream, right? It's from what I wanted to do when I was a kid, and it's happened fast, but also like at a good pace, that I'm ready for it, right? And I don't want to rush anything. I think that's one thing I'm pretty good at, is just like I could have gone pro right after I fought Cam, but I was like, I'm gonna take some time, learn the pro rule set, when I could have just jumped in and kind of like not adapted to it, so but I don't know, definitely just super grateful for everything, like people like Warren, people like Mike, Will, people, all my teammates.
For sure, dude. There's something super interesting in there for me when it's like knowing that was you said that was like a dream of yours when you were a kid, right?
Yeah.
But then you weren't the best high school wrestler. You weren't the best college wrestler. And you mentioned that like you would shit the bed when things got real. Like when you had to show up, you would just flounder. So like now to be here where that dream is like actually starting to material, you can see the real results of it. What kept you on board throughout those times of being like, well, clearly I'm not Bo Nickel at wrestling. You know what I mean?
I posted something the other day, and my friend, an old roommate, Killian Cardinal, had mentioned it, and it's how long are you willing to go without seeing results? And I posted that, and I said, I went 23 years.
Yeah.
the thing I am the worst at in life is quitting. I can't quit. I will not quit at anything. It's detrimental to me at some points. There is so many times I probably should have quit college wrestling. Right, had not good grades, wasn't the best wrestler. Like especially my freshman year, dude. Like I was 5th string, 4th string. I don't know. However many people there were, I was the bottom. And like I just something like I guess it's my biggest skill set is just like I see a light at the end of the tunnel and I just go until I get to the light. So I think the longer I stay in anything, the more success I'm gonna have. And like I've like that's one thing I've proven, time and time again is like my wrestling career. I didn't, win a national championship, All American, do any of the huge things. But like when I was on the team, my freshman year was like, I honestly didn't have those goals. It was graduate on the wrestling team, and I accomplished that. And that's my biggest accomplishment to date is making it 4 years at a Division I program, graduating.
First in your family to graduate, right?
First in my family to graduate college with a learning disability, like serious learning disability. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I can't spell at all. Terrible at it. Can't do math. I have dyscalculia and dyslexia. But yeah, I graduated with a learning disability.
Dude, that's huge, man. That is. Yeah, I remember that being a big deal when you graduated. You made a very like heartfelt post about it, and it was good, dude.
Yeah, that's cool. Like I wanted to make a heartfelt post about it just because, like, I mean, there was like when I graduated high school, like teachers were like, "You should." I remember it being written in my IEP, like, "Probably shouldn't go to college," and I was like,
about that.
To be honest, didn't really want to go to college, but I wanted to keep wrestling. So,
thing about that.
Yeah. So I think that's one thing. It's just like not quitting, seeing just seeing things through, right? And I think eventually, if you're passionate about something, you're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
If you actually care about something, if you're super passionate about it, you will figure it out. And if you don't figure it out, you'll find something along the way that, like, maybe. Like I know a ton of people that like you'll find something related in the industry, right? Like for example, like if I wanted to be a fighter and wasn't super good at it, maybe I end up with like, doing what you're doing or, just finding stuff that's related to it. Right. And following your passion. And I'm a huge quote guy. One of my favorite quotes, you never work a day to never work a day in your life. Right.
That's when you made it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So, I feel like I'm at that point in my life.
Nice, dude.
Where like, I teach kids classes, like at Stout, I work at Clean Eats. Like, I follow my passions. That's it.
I think I'm trying to pull up the exact question so I don't get it wrong because I kind of remember it, but you almost answered it here. But Brandy asked a question that's super relevant. He said, "What drives Lucas to keep going?" So even though you said like if you're passionate about something, you're going to keep doing it, is it just pure passion that drives you? Like where does that come from?
I think what drives me to keep going is my own self-doubt.
It's a sick answer.
I think I like proving other people wrong, but I like there's a small like voice in my head that's like, you can't fucking do that. And I'm like, fuck you. And I keep doing it. And like I said, just my ability to see a light where there's only darkness and just go towards it when I don't really, have a reason to. I think that's probably my best attribute, my best skill set.
Yeah. How do you think that's shaped like your ability to overcome adversity? Has that been your whole life? Like overcoming adversity step by step has led to how it is now, or have you always kind of been okay in the fire?
No, the first part.
Yeah.
Like I was not okay in the fire. I had super bad anxiety. I would be like scared to talk in front of a class. But one thing I knew what skills I needed to do. So like I would force myself to do it. I think just like knowing what you're bad at and forcing yourself to do it makes you a better person, whether it's, reading or whatever. And like I could get better at stuff like that, to be more of a well-rounded person. But I think, I think that's a big thing. It's just like, putting yourself in the fire as much as possible.
Yeah.
And, making yourself uncomfortable.
Which is a super humble approach, which flies in the face of your cocky kid persona.
Yeah. No, I went off brand there for a second.
I know. Wait. I'm awesome at everything.
Don't baby face me.
I don't even have to try. I'm the best.
I am.
Here we go. Here's a chance for you to be unhumble if you want. Another fan question. You may know this kid as well, Mr. Max Jarrell. Wants to know who's got the best Superman punch at the gym.
Me. But but a close second would be me from South Paul. No, Max is Max, dude. I love Max. That kid, confidence, right? And my favorite thing about Max is how unassuming he is.
Oh, super.
Dude, he looks like a kid, right? And he is. But like I love that kid.
Yeah.
Love him. And I knew when he debuted, I was like, you guys don't know what he's about to do to this kid. Like, he's about to be bad. And Max knew. And I could just see it. And Max tells me a lot, that he looks up to me, and like that means the world. Like I don't tell him. I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, damn. Really?
That's cool. That's cool.
So cool. Thanks, man.
Do you think about that? And like, I mean, that's real though. Like you're inspiring the next generation, even though it feels like you just started yourself. Like, do you think about that sometimes? Like, dude, I need to lead by example today. Like I need to hold myself to that standard.
Yeah. And I think that's something that like, I put a lot of pressure. I can put pressure on myself, and like I talk about when I have self-doubt, one of the biggest things for me is like, look at all the people that believe in you, right?
Yeah,
look at this team, look at your coaches, like they believe in you. Like what do you do? And then I start like going down, all right, here's what you've done, right? Here's your resume, here's what you've done. There's a reason they believe in you, right? Because you're in here every day. So I think that's something, and like it means a lot to me that a lot of people believe in me. Like that video that Anthony made, like dude, that was so cool to like hear how people's perspective meant a lot. Yeah, it meant a lot, right? And being able to like set yourself apart from the cocky version, right? And be like, damn, like look, I'm doing something, right? Sure. I'm surrounded by my friends constantly. Like I'm surrounded by people I've known since I was 18, and people I've met within the year that are willing to like do things for me that at times I feel like I don't deserve. And that's something that a lot of people don't get, but it has to be earned. And I must have earned it.
Do you think of how you started at Immortal, now you're at Stout? I don't even know if it's luck, but the position, I mean, you really couldn't have started at two better gyms. Like, let's be honest, you kind of nailed that aspect of like surrounding yourself with the right people.
Yeah. I believe, I'm not like a super religious person. But I think that everything happens kind of for a reason. I think you meet certain people at certain times in your life. And I also think that like certain people are meant to, introduce you to other stuff. Right? I had an ex-girlfriend. That's why I came out here. Right? I ended up at Pittsburgh. Couldn't have been a better place. Like, thank God that happened. Right. I think, just being able to look at things in a positive light. Like, I did spend time like my time introduced to MMA. Most people's is like in a crappy gym. Mine was Matt Brown and Mark Coleman.
Yeah.
Right? Like
crazy, dude.
and then I end up at Stout, and I couldn't have been set up with two better coaches, but like more than anything, people. Like I can't explain how, like, there's nobody in the world I look up to more than Mike Wilkins, other than maybe my father. And just like who he is as a man is more important to me, and like being able to just surround yourself. And same with Will. Like I look up to Will a lot as well. And just like you have that connection with people, like you don't like let it go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You stay the course.
Yeah. And Pittsburgh in general, man, like whether it was Stout or the Mat Factory or India or the
The
Academy,
people
like,
in this
crazy
area
right now.
are insane.
Yeah.
Like it's not like it's not the fighting. They're great competitors. But like, yeah, you look at people like I just said, like Mike, right? Isaac, Chris, Dempsey, like they're all good people. They do the right things outside of the gym. And like, ultimately, I want to be somebody that's looked at, like, yeah, Lucas is a good fighter. But I went into the gym, got my free trial, and like he walked up and said hi to me, right? I don't need a token. Like I don't need that, but like that's what I would rather have. Like when it comes down to it, like, yeah, I want to, maybe I want to get to the UFC. I want to win a belt. I want to do all these cool things. But like, if I'm a piece of shit, what does it matter?
Exactly.
Right? If people talk bad about me when I leave a room, then it's worthless.
What's it worth?
But as much as people hate me, for whatever reason, they don't know me. And that's something I was able to kind of realize is like the people that are actually around me, for the most part, have a lot of positive things to say about me.
For sure, dude. And obviously we don't want you to leave Pittsburgh, but it does lead into another fan question. It's not even a fan question. You just straight up know this guy. This is your boy, Cam Fontenot. He said, when is Lucas going to come back down to Texas and visit with the homies?
Oh, yeah. So Cam Fontenot he'd actually be the guy that introduced me to the gym. I came in during COVID. And trained, and at the time that was when I met Warren. And the cool thing about like how I am in Pittsburgh is like I've been around. Like certain guys don't know how long I've seen Justin for probably like 4 years.
Oh wow.
Right.
I don't even
I had long hair. Like
Yeah.
people probably don't even like remember me being in a room when I was.
That's
I
sick.
like Vince Mang, who I'm really close with now. I was like, I remember the first time I met you. Shaka was beat me up. He was beating the shit out of me. And Vince was like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "Ethan Hayes brought me." And he was like, "What are you?" I was like, "I wrestle at WWE." He was like, "Oh, yeah, then wrestle." And I was like, "You." And now I think it's perfect because like that's me and Vince's relationship. I remember it was Vince and Jonas at the corner right next to the fan where Shaka always spars. I would have been 20.
That's crazy, dude.
And just getting introduced to people, like just surrounding yourself with super good people. At the time for me, Morgantown, it was Ethan Hayes, who introduced me to all the people up here. But Cam, they got killers out there. Kyle Todrank, do you see him? He won submission of the year for Fury. He made his pro debut, won by Twister.
Nice.
Against, I believe, a black belt.
That's a way to do it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they're talking crap against each other. And then James Ford, also a Columbus boy, wrestled. They both wrestled at Purdue. They met each other at Purdue.
Nice.
They moved out to Houston. Kind of found a similar relationship with their coaches to what I have with Mike and Will. I almost moved out to Houston. I was deciding between Houston and Pittsburgh, and I was like, I'm kind of already here.
Yeah.
And lived with Miguel for a little while.
Nice, dude.
Ended up where I'm at.
What's the gym in Houston? What gym is that?
War Training Center.
Okay, definitely heard of War. Yeah, for sure.
It's like a underrated gym, right? I think it's kind of similar to like Marquez, right? Marquez is finally making their they were just on Joe Rogan, right? For both of them. So like that now they're gonna be like,
put them on the map big time. Yeah.
But War is kind of like I think in like 2 to 3 years, like they're gonna have some guys that are like really cool. And you talk about networking, like that's a cool couple of relationships. I still talk to those guys. Dude. Josh Walker, 7-1, I believe, pro. Yeah,
solid.
Yeah, he's a 135 pounder. Yeah.
Well, dude, the sky is truly the limit. Like being a part of the journey from the beginning is sick. I'll say that. Like we're honored to host your pro debut. I know you got options. I know a man like Lucas Seibert's got options. So thank you for trusting us with it, man. That means a lot for real because we're nothing without the fighters. Like I say that to Ryan all the time, to Jim all the time, to Danny Palm all the time. Like why do everybody says like Hunter's like really fighter friendly, right? Why am I fighter friendly? Because A, I like you guys, and B, we don't exist if fighters don't exist. I get that. So like there is a way, there's a balance to everything, but like having you be a part of that journey does mean a lot, man. And trusting us with this. Oh wait, we got another Selena Joe Duffy with a question. Before he goes, ask him how excited he is to meet baby Jagger after he wins his debut.
Oh my gosh, my nephew was born.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah, my nephew was born on January 24th, a month before my pro debut. So congrats to Wyatt and Megan Seibert. Yeah, man. I was on the radio in Columbus, and I said that I know it meant a lot to Megan and Wyatt, and man, I'm super like just another aspect of life that you're just like, man, I'm grateful. You know, seeing those pictures of my brother, seeing my brother hold his baby for the first time, it's just like, you know, and you have to miss out on stuff like that. Like it really bothers me that I wasn't there. But you know, that's some of the things that come with, you know, fighting.
It's gonna happen, man. When you're on a path like this, any pro fighter, any we were actually just talking about like owning a business this morning with Brandy. Like you're gonna miss some stuff. If you have a high goal, if you have high ambitions, it's part of the game. Ryan put it perfectly. He said, everybody wants the end result, but they don't want what it takes to get there. And it's like you can't have the end result.
Yeah, you gotta. There's there's a lot in between. Brandy's I like Brandy a lot. I've never had met him, and then we're in the car and he's filming me and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I like you. Like, yeah, he's super cool dude.
Couldn't be more of a chill guy.
Yeah,
but crazy talented,
dude.
So good at what he does.
So talented. The amount of compliments I got on that video. People just like, dude, who did you use? I'm plugging him like crazy, bro. And yeah, I just, you know, I think he deserves it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm the biggest fan of my friends. Like,
yes. Yeah, dude, you and Cowboy Eddie share that a lot.
Yeah, that's what when he said that on the podcast, and I looked at kind of how he just, you know, does stuff. I was like, I like that a lot. Like I'm the biggest fan of my friends. Like if you're like, who are your favorite fighters? I'd be like Brittany Bickard, right? Like that's how it should be. I think, and you know, I could probably tell you every record of every fighter on the Stout team.
Nice.
They wouldn't, you know, think it. They wouldn't think it, but like I'm the biggest fan of my friends and my coaches and people I surround myself with. But how couldn't I be? You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, what you guys got going on there's special for sure, man. And the larger Pittsburgh scene is special right now for sure. Like we said, it's on the cusp of being like flooded with pros and flooded with all this new talent. You recruiting guys like J-Ram and Luke Martin, like that's huge. I've heard stories about both of them, and even though they haven't fought for us yet, or hopefully in the future they will, but I want to see what both of them got.
They'll be around. They'll be around. I think we're, you know, the Stout fight team is it's gonna be something big. I see it being something big. Like talking to Mike, he kept calling it our sophomore year. And I was like, what does that mean? And he posted a couple times. I was like, but what's that mean? He was like, I feel like we're just entering our sophomore year. Like we're like young. Yeah. And I was like, and then like, you know, you get older and eventually like, you know, you start to get there and then we're rookies, right? We're in the big leagues. We're rookies. And it is like, and he said something to me that like I'm kind of like the first. I'm gonna be like Mason DeLess made his pro debut, but he's kind of like in the like past generation, kind of like a little bit. Like I'm like the first one to go pro in the big organization. Not Brittany was supposed to, but you know, like we're just like, you know, we're starting off a new squad, full of killers, and we're like all very passionate and all fans of each other, which is what matters most.
Heck yeah, dude. You had to remind us about Britt though.
Yeah.
Dude, she's the hardest person to match ever.
Yeah.
For us, at least. Like, in my experience, Britt Bickert. People don't want the smoke.
I might just, like, film a video of her just getting beat up. Like,
that's what
just
you
have her, like,
yes.
have her, like get
Please.
some, like, buddy off the street and be like, hey, Brittany.
Just dog.
Just
let them wax you.
Let them wax you. Just like Jess, just beating the crap out of her.
Yeah, dude. Do it, Jess. Do it, Jess Elizabeth. Go tear up.
We're like,
Britt,
oh,
please.
Brittany's really not that good, actually.
Do you want to see the video from training? This is terrible. Yeah, dude. But that's Stout. Like you said, Stout's on the come up. When we look at like India, the academy had a really good year last year. Obviously, the Matt Factory doesn't stop churning out new guys. It's pretty special in Pittsburgh right now, dude.
Yeah, dude. It seems like something that is about to blow up.
Yeah.
Right. It seems like I think we'll get fighters through to big organizations
for sure
in the next 2 to 3 years.
Totally
a
agree.
lot. Like I think it'll be like a multitude. Like
for sure. Yeah.
5.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe
even
more.
Even a guy like Mateo who lives in Ohio now, but he's a Pittsburgh guy. Like he grew up 15 minutes from this venue in Murraysville. And he's now 3-0. Like his teammates in the UFC, Dylan Budka. So it's like
they got the blueprint. I know Dylan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
I know
Mateo's
Dylan.
Teammate.
Yeah, I know. I met Dylan before he was in the UFC. Well, I guess that's not
he wrestled at Ohio State.
No, he wrestled at Notre Dame.
Oh,
Notre Dame College. I met him. Terrible. He was cutting weight for something, and I wrestled with. I was like wrestling with him to help him cut weight. Nice. He would not remember me whatsoever. I was training for my Miami debut.
Nice.
It would have been like July of 2022.
That's hilarious. All these people who have been around you but just don't know.
Yeah, like a secret sponge.
You just been there in the weeds, bro.
Yeah,
you just been in the weeds. Ryan said post training videos with Britt throwing awful punches.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
I feel like he just did that on purpose. I feel like that was a loaded thing.
Lucas Seibert, you got that spidey sense going on. That spidey sense going on there.
Stirring the pot a little bit from the IG chat.
I'm just saying, I don't know if there's any stirring going on or not there, but it was said. But dude, like, obviously you're turning pro February 24th, but like I was at first going to go with that. It's like having Mateo on the card too.
Yeah,
having Cowboy Eddie versus Hoot. DeRussi versus Walters is like title.
Dude, that fight's good, dude. DeRussi's he's good. His striking's legitimately very, very good. That fight, I was like, oh damn! Like before he got the knockout, and I was like, oh damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that fight's sick. I think Eddie and Hoot's a really good fight. And I like Walters a lot. Walters debuted. I think I think he debuted with me, which is really cool.
That's sick.
Yeah. I would see, like, even as a fan, like I wish I could just watch as a fan for some of these fights.
He did, but wait, did he fight? He fought Jordan Snow on that card. Yeah, you're right. He won, and then he fought Hoot on 14 for your second fight. You guys were on the same card for that one too. Nice. Yeah. Walters versus Hoot was a banger.
He won the fan vote.
Yeah, dude.
Did he like mount a comeback? I was like, we're good.
Here's what happened. One of his friends, or maybe been two, one or two of his friends they voted like 100 times.
Hey, man. Hey.
I love it. Listen.
Hey, I'm game.
I love that.
I was telling people,
Support
I was like,
people.
I was like, yeah, you can't do that. Just like, yeah, I didn't even do that.
Bro, do it. Like,
I was like, I didn't think that. I thought you could only do it from one email. How many emails did they make?
So we took the email restriction off like a day in because people couldn't figure it out. There were so many people messaging.
I wish I would have known that.
How do I vote?
I would have won by a lot.
Yeah, there was one person that put
Where's my trophy?
well over
Just
100 votes.
I get that trophy.
Yeah, you'll get it. For sure. I should have. Why didn't I bring it in for the show?
It should have been.
Dude, I'm an idiot. It's in my truck.
But yeah, dude, that was cool. It was cool, like, you know, just like being up there with like they were all, you know, it was cool. It was dope. And then James, you know, and I think me and James kind of like split a couple votes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I think look this out. We have 2 people up for amateur fighter of the year, dude.
Crazy.
That's sick.
Crazy.
That's 50%. I told you guys I wasn't good at math.
I was just gonna say, what's up with that, dude? You said not good.
2 out of 4. That's 50%.
You had a chance to like say 25 or like just be hilarious there too.
Yeah.
Like I told you.
No,
2 out of 4,
I want to prove.
25%.
I want to prove that I know
That's
it.
good. Oh, hey, you just said proving people wrong is your favorite thing.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, dude. Well, February 24th, bro. I'm gonna cut the good people loose on this one because I feel like we've been going for we're actually an hour 40. This is a good time.
Oh wow.
Hour 40. I went fast.
Dude, wait, I feel like it
super
always
fast.
goes fast when I'm talking to you.
Good, dude. Same,
Yeah.
brother. Feelings
Yeah.
are definitely mutual there. I'm sorry. I hate this is I just want to throw this out there on the podcast because I was doing it. I hate like being on my phone during a podcast because I feel like the person's like, are you paying attention?
Dude, when
like,
you
I'm
were
just
you
checking
were scrolling
comments,
at
I'm
one
like,
point, and I was like, damn, bro.
see, I told you I was trying to find those
Yeah,
questions.
thought I was...
Yes, I was. Ryan said, wait, you didn't give him his trophy. Ryan, this is going to surprise you, but I did not really plan for that. There was a lack of planning on my part. That's going to surprise Ryan a lot when I say that. Trust me. He's going to be like, wait, this is the first time you have ever not planned
Is that
something.
Sarcasm?
A little bit.
I'm sensing.
There's a little bit. There's the
yeah.
Seibert Spidey sense again.
Yeah.
pretty on point today. But yeah, dude, obviously pro debut is huge, but that card is like a microcosm of what we're talking about with Pittsburgh about to blow up.
Yeah.
When you see how stacked that card is and even the Amis, like the level of Ami, dude, the fight we just announced today, Noah Gaudiello versus Joey Klein, like those dudes are savages. The fact that that's happening, like I don't know if it's the first fight of the night yet. We haven't finalized the order, but like could be.
How
like,
many
that level? Insane.
So how many of the fights are newcomer fights and how many are advanced Ami would be a good thing to look at. Good how question. You're
there's a
progressing.
Lot of, yeah, there's a lot more advanced Ami now.
Yeah, because when I got on, it was like, hey, everybody's wearing shin guards. Yes. And there's going to be one no shin guard and then we're pro.
Yep.
Right. And then like now you look at it and we got what? Yeah. 5 advanced Ami on this one, I think. 4?
Yeah,
4 it's 5? A good way to look at it.
Yeah, dude.
Progressing and like a lot of those amateurs, like I know Ryan's like, and he's right. Like a lot of people are going to fall off.
Mm-hmm.
Like the 4 people particularly, I see all at least making pro debuts and like, you know, really trying to do it. They all seem passionate about it. Sure, I think that's one thing that's really big. Yeah.
Ryan said Hunter always goes fast. Thanks, Ryan. That's nice. What a juvenile joke, bro.
Yeah.
Wow. Will Moriarty in the chat. Nice dude. What up? He just got his win.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, let's go.
That was sick. Made his opponent tap 2 strikes.
Which you do not see.
That is a very dominant in back mount. A lot of inappropriate jokes I could say, but I'm just gonna leave it.
Let Ryan make them.
Yeah,
clearly
Ryan.
That's where his head's at. That's a good win, dude.
It was sick, dude. And like,
happy for him.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's super cool to see people, you know, do what they're passionate about and win, and like, you know, seeing Will at the gym after he won.
That's awesome.
So happy for him.
Do you get more excited for your teammates winning than you do yourself winning?
Yeah. No, me myself. No, I'd be lying.
That's good.
I'd be lying.
That's good.
There are very certain people where it's like it means the world, and you just get that like, man, that sense of pride.
Yes.
Where you're just like, fucking did
for
it,
sure,
bro. Like
for
sure. And I do get way more scared.
That's what I was gonna say.
Dude,
you
I
get more nervous watching them fight.
I hate it. I don't know how I don't think I can ever be an MMA coach. Dude, that's so scary. I've been in corners and I'm just like, dude.
Yeah. I know. The stress. Being a fighter spouse is the one that always kills me. Like if you had to watch your wife or your husband in there, like no, not happening.
I couldn't do that either. Oh my god,
unbelievable.
But yeah, the teammate thing is just like, I don't know. I really care about my teammates, and
hell yeah,
it like watching them.
That's awesome, though. Dude.
Yeah,
that's how it should be.
I haven't had to see Brittany fight live, but I don't know. That's gonna be a rough one for me.
I mean, cross your fingers on that one.
Yeah, I hope I get to see her fight live.
Yeah, for real. In the grandma division, Masters,
yeah,
MMA Masters division. Britt's 58 years old by the time we can match her.
Yeah. No, she'll get matched.
Yeah. Something's coming for her. Put those vibes out to the universe.
Yeah,
match Britt
for sure.
Yeah, dude. February 24th. Get those tickets. Support Lucas or support Jake Zack.
Don't do that. No, don't support Jake Zack. Support me and buy my tickets. The link is in my bio to buy tickets, and I'm gonna put on a show.
You want to shout out your socials or sponsors or anything?
Oh yeah, I want to like big thank you to Clean Eats, my biggest sponsor. I have a lot of sponsors for this fight, but Clean Eats like really helped me out. Follow me on social media at Lucas Seibert. That's my name. Switch the letters. It's kind of ironic. But yeah, just I appreciate everybody. I appreciate when, you know, everything I get from people that love, they hate, the people that used to hate me, that love me. You know,
Yep.
It's awesome.
The climb continues, dude. Pro debut. We're stoked. You heard the man. Get your tickets. Let's do this thing. Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate you chilling with us for an hour 45 or so. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That was sick. Thanks, man.
See you guys in February.